Welcome back, everybody, to a Season 17 Last Day on Earth breakdown style video. This is the official everything you need to know about video, top 10 emergency awesome breakdown style as always. I know my last video was about Season 18, this one is 17. Everything you need to know about Season 17. With that all said, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, join my Discord, follow my Twitter, you know the drill. Let's get into it. Android, iOS update style fiasco status up on the screen right now, and let's get into the contents of this update. So starting at number 10, like always, we have the Season Pass. Now, I'm very quick to brush off Season Passes and just let the clip play out, but there's actually some pretty cool stuff within the Season Pass. In particular, I want to highlight the Ending Crate. That outfit looks very, very good, and those extraction thingies and all of that is actually quite useful. I think I'm going to do a full video once I ultimately unlock those things, so keep an eye out for those. Base decorations, if you want to call them that, will actually do something in your base, which I find to be very, very cool. For once, it's not just, completely useless. Granted, it doesn't really do that much, but it's still pretty cool to have it at least do something at your base, right? Everything else in the Season Pass is very standard skin stuff. Ultimately, it's just going to appear in the shop and kill my motivation to do it even more. So I guess we'll just ignore that and keep going forth. Number 9, 2 AI with stuff. So if we go into the season menu and we click on the tab, we can see that these AI have these sort of prizes listed, and these 2 AIs are the AIs of the season. Think of it like every other season where there's that AI tab, and you want to level up these AIs' reputation in order to get that ending prize. The first AI has a chopper skin, and the second AI has that bench storage thing, the thing that we've all been looking for. These 2 AIs are the main way to get to that. Now, in order to level up these AIs, you're going to need to farm whatever those materials might be at the bottom of the screen, and then buy items from these AIs. I prefer buying the crate because there's actually some pretty good stuff in there. Once you buy those items, that progress bar towards the skin or the workbench will start to go up, and eventually you will get that ending reward. It is going to take a very long time to get there. Supposedly, the higher priced items give more reputation as opposed to lower priced items. So before you go and buy like 75 priced items at, dozens of them just to level it up, no, it's actually scaled. So the higher priced items are more worth. And the season premium items that you can get are actually very well worth. Like, I was pretty surprised by what value they were offering there. So go for those if you have the Season Pass. Number 8, the actual site arena. This is called like Echo something or whatever. I can't be bothered. All these season weird hubs have weird names. So anywho, this is the main season hub area that you're supposed to go to, where it's like the season stuff and it'll eventually disappear after the season's over. Right there, it's sort of miners, right? So head in, they'll essentially walk you through what you're supposed to do. I might have some music play because it's very self-explanatory. You just follow the directions. I don't think you need a giant guide video on this individually, but essentially, they'll explain that the AI will explain everything to you. But in short, on the left-ish side of the map, there is a storage unit, but on the right-ish side of the map, you can find those 2 AIs I was talking about earlier, and up above them, you can get a computerized area which will repair these drills. Think of it like the drill in the ash zones that you're supposed to protect from those hordes of zombies that keep coming at you. As the weeks go on, you can gradually repair more of these. Right now, you can only repair 2 for the first week, but as the weeks go on, you'll be able to repair more with specific materials, which I will talk about in a second. You'll see that watchtower over there. You can go check it. It makes some very smooth animation, which will show you all of your defenses, and so to speak, but I will get into all of that in a moment. Essentially, just follow the AI's directions. He will make a much better explanation. However, in the first week, you should be able to repair the second terminal. Essentially, the conversion is kill zombies to get those sort of season pass points, the Genesis points, the zombie blood samples. It's just a reskin of that. And then once you accumulate a bunch of those, you can farm for the chopper skin if you want to. Those will go directly to that. Or if you want to, you can fight zombie waves to convert these. You can fight zombie waves for that second material, and then farm up the second AI for that actual workbench. So number 6, the fight. I've already kind of gone into it, but going into a little bit more depth, the fight gradually goes up in difficulty. Zombies have buffs depending on how far you want to take it. Think of it like the stuff from Season 16 in the last season, where you have these zombie waves coming at you from the terminal. Essentially, you're going to try and protect the drill sites. The camera will sort of zone out as you can sort of see stuff coming, and then as you go into the fight, the camera will return back to normal mode. Level 3 is genuinely difficult. Level 1 should be beatable by new players, although I expect a little bit of difficulty. There's some tough zombies in there, like genuinely tough zombies in there, so be prepared for that. As you continue to get more terminals, or let's say you go up in difficulty, the waves will get much more difficult. There are spewers, there are spitters, there are big ones even. Yeah, it gets nasty, so good luck. All of that said, that sounds extremely difficult, right? You're going to need a little bit of defense, and that's where building / these new materials come in. As you level up that sort of main terminal at the start, where you can get more of these drill sites active, you can place new buildings to help protect you. Think of it like Fort Moss, but without the walls, or without any of the fun, or without any of the clickbait if you're ZD. But think of it like that. You can build these turrets, you can build spikes to protect. Obviously, they put a limit on it now, so it's kind of dumb. There's no point system. It's just ultimately to help protect you. Now, if you're doing 3 waves, this stuff is going to be difficult, so I highly recommend you building this stuff. You can go up to level 2 within the first week, and I believe you should just stack turrets there. Turrets are pretty nice. Now, once this stuff does get broken by the zombies, it's broken permanently. You're going to need to delete it and then place down another one. Minor gripe with that. The terminals, however, are not permanently broken. You can just repair those, but if the zombies break, say, a turret or a spike, yeah, that stuff is broken. You're going to need to repair it, and yeah, that's quite a difficult struggle. For the first week, I suggest turrets and those second level 2 spikes. Go with the strongest stuff you can possibly build, so the level 2 stuff. Level 1 stuff is okay, but it tends to break very, very fast. Now, to help you even more, this stuff is more so... They did list it in the notes, so it's fair game. AI can help you. So you can hire AI for a certain price. I don't believe it's coins this time. These AI will help defend these terminals for you. If you're doing difficulty 3+, yeah, it's going to get very difficult. There might even be Frenzy Giants, I can't even remember. But it's difficult, okay? So I highly recommend it. Depending on the AI you select, they can do different things. I remember they're sort of similar to before in the fact that there's an extra help. Think of it sort of like mercenaries, but you don't give them the materials. They have their materials already. You will see a full video from me about every single one of them and gameplay demonstration of all of that. So look out for that. Number 3, the factory. So let's say you want to build more of these turrets. Let's say you want to build all of that. Where are you going to get these materials, or you want to upgrade the thing? Well, some of these materials are locked behind weeks. As I mentioned, coil is week 2, but you can get these materials at the factory. Now, for week 1, the factory is going to seem very underwhelming, and I'm going to probably see comments of people saying, that's it, that's the factory? But no, the factory is week timed, I guess, if you want to say it like that. For the first week, there are pretty much 2 chests you can go to. Go to the factory, you're going to get belts, batteries, and those ATV looking parts. I can't even remember the name. Essentially, the factory is your go-to spot for that. Think of it like the maze, I guess. Season 17 is so similar to Season 16. If you go to the maze and you can get those AI rep materials or those season materials, yes, that's what the factory is. As the weeks go on, there are going to be more spots that open up in the factory, and you'll be able to get coil. You'll be able to get those week 3 materials from the factory. But for now, for the first week, it's going to seem very underwhelming. Now make sure you check out all sides of this factory. Sometimes they like to hide a chest in the far back corner, but again, just keep your eye out for that. Number 2, crates and zones. Now, the factory is slow with resetting, so let's say you're like me and you really want to make a lot of turrets and you need content now. Well, you can go to zones and there are chests. Chests in zones that will sort of light up. Now, they put a lot of this PvP grass, which, I mean, maybe there's hope for PvP and multiplayer, but these chests have your season materials in them. They'll light up and zombies will rush you. Once you kill the zombies, you can get access to that chest loot, and it's actually pretty good. I will probably say it's equivalent to like burglar level 3 with season level stuff in there. So go for those if you have time. If you want to run zones, you don't have to. You can just do the factory if you're more casual. But for the very hardcore players who want to run zones, this is an opportunity to get more materials. Number 1, subscribe to ZD. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos. I suppose, let me go quickly into my opinion. I'm going to go into a full opinion as the seasons go on. Now, I encourage you to keep an open mind about this season. If I had to say it, like overall, I'd say Season 17 is maybe like a half or 1 step down from Season 16 in terms of, I don't know, just generally. But I encourage you to keep a very open mind. Week 1 will seem very underwhelming. It's going to get very repetitive and very boring fast. Week 2 will definitely throw stuff up. It'll spice it up as the weeks go on. So I encourage you to keep an open mind with this season. It's going to seem boring, but as it goes on, it might get a little bit better. And of course, stay tuned to this channel. I'll be doing full videos, the AI video, the new materials video, and hopefully the workbench video, because yeah, that's going to be a bloodbath, especially after season 16, as ldoe YouTubers realize how powerful that clickbait is. Anywho, I gotta go farm. Subscribe, ZD out.